Toreo Connector from Queries of Web Service to Tableau. We're going to show you how, as a IT professional, you can manage the data being made available to your reporting staff, how to construct a Toreo driver, as well as how to bring the data into Tableau. So as you see on our screen, we have our Queries of Web Services editor open. And we're going to bring a number of these queries into our Toreo driver and make them accessible to our report developers in Tableau. We have 4 major queries here. Our sale by month query, which breaks down our sale data by month and year. Our sales by categories and lines, which breaks our data down by our product hierarchy, categories, lines, and UPC codes. We have our sales by store, which breaks our data down by each individual store, and our store demographics query, which gives us information about that store. Now, because each one of our report developers may want to do different slices of this data, what we're going to do is we're going to create one Toreo driver and then provide all these queries into that one driver. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to bring up our ODBC administrator here, and we're going to go into add a new driver. We're going to go into our SAP BusinessObjects Queries of Web Service driver. And as you can see, we have a number of different options here. Our first is our data source name. So we're going to call this our retail sales. We can give it a description, all retail sales information. And then now we're going to add our individual queries as a web service. So the first one that we're going to do is we're going to come back to our ODBC driver. We're going to click Add here near our QaaWS definitions, and we're going to give this a name. Call it Store Demographics. We'll come back to our Queries of Web Service Administrator, highlight the query that we want to add, and copy the WSDL or the URL to the clipboard, and then paste it in our new item. And we're going to do that for all of our queries. And as you can see here, I have all 4 of the queries that I want and their WSDL or URL addresses. You can add up to 10 WSDLs into one Toreo driver. We're going to then put our username and password into our configuration. Click OK. And as you can see now, our retail sales database is here. Now let's go into Tableau. So now, as you can see, we're going to go ahead and bring in a data source. We've opened up our Data Explorer model in Tableau. We're going to scroll down to our bottom and go to our other databases, ODBC, and search for the DSN that we just created. We called it Retail Sales. And we're going to go ahead and hit Connect. And it's going to ask us to log in again. And so then you can see you have a number of different options. We can bring in a single table, or we can bring in multiple tables, or we can create our own custom SQL. Since we have multiple tables that we want to bring in, we're going to click multiple tables, and then search for the tables that we want to add. So we're going to add our store demographics table, and we're going to bring all of this information in. Click OK. We're then going to add another table. We're going to add our sale by store. And we'll go ahead and click Select. And go to our Join and see that right now our store demographics is store name. Our join is store name right here. So we'll go ahead and delete this clause right here. And then we'll come back to our table and we'll bring in all the information that we want. Just quantity sold, sales revenue, and state. And we don't need our store name because it's already in our other table. And then we can go ahead and click Preview Results. And we can see the data from the two different queries together. So right now you can see the city, the name of the manager, the opening date, and you can see that Tableau has automatically renamed some of our items here. Go ahead and close out of this. Give the name for our store. We'll give it Store Sales. We'll click OK, and we'll import all data. Okay. And so as you can see, Tableau has automatically created a number of different things. The first thing they've done is built a hierarchy off of city and state. Also the name of our manager, our opening date, and then our sales revenue and quantity sold here is down here as well. And so what we can do is we can go ahead and bring in our state information here and our sales revenue here. And we can go ahead and then show it as a map. And if we want, we can also bring in our name of manager, our opening date, and our sales floor size. And so when we hover over any one of our states, it has the information that is available for that item. And if we switch to cities, we can just show a number of different things. Let's go ahead and change this from state. And we'll go ahead and replace it with city. And so now you can see the information there for each one of our stores. And if we also want to show by color, we could do that as well. We can show our large quantities sold here as well. So now what we'd like to do is that we would like to bring in another table. Our sale by month table will allow us to break down our data by month. So as you can see here, we're just going to go in and edit our sale by month. Bring all of our information in. Make sure that the join works. Click OK. Click OK. Re-extract the data. And then we could go to our primary sheet. And as you can see here, our sales by store data is broken our data down by quarter and then by each one of our names. And then what we can do is we can also add our other categories here and group our data by state or by city and then compare our data that way. So there you go, a very simple way for your IT department to manage your Toreo data connections to ensure that each one of your report developers has easy access to your BusinessObjects experience. If you have any questions, please visit us at our website, toreodata.com.